And I'm live. I wore the shirt just for Shadow if he shows up. I forget people can hear me. And yes, I get a lot of Santa comments all the time. Oh. Okay, so my name is War. I'm known as Warlane. Let me mute that. I'm known as Warlane, and folks in the area when I go shopping do call me Santa. Um, and they'll check with Kel every now and then. How's he doing? What's going on? Some people know what I used to do for a living. I served the government for 24 years as counterintelligence. And yes, CIA, I was disavowed because I told Hillary the truth about what I thought about her. And 2 days later, I was sitting in the Presidio being deprogrammed, and I lost everything because of my mouth. Do I have regrets about it? No. What I've seen the government do since then, I wouldn't want to be part of what happened. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near what is going on. And it took me a long time to rebuild my life from absolutely nothing. But I've got two ladies I'm in love with. We've got a 16-year-old daughter who's going on 35. We've got my sister in law owns the house, so we've got a safe place to stay. We've got food, and we have money every now and then. Other than that, we just learn how to survive and how to say hi to our friends, and that's it. And I do smoke right now. I'm quitting this month again, um, mostly for my health. And there are some brothers in the family who do recognize who I am. And for anything that I did in the past to anybody to harm them, I'm sorry. As far as what I did, just about everything you can imagine what you hear about in the intel community that the counterintel people did. I never operated on American soil. I never harmed an American knowingly. And I've got qualms, I've got upsets, and I've got nightmares from then. I've also got happiness from then and from now. And if I lived then, I don't live now. And that's the way I look at it. And I don't, I can't live anyway else. I have to live here now. And as things come up from my past, I deal with them and I put them in the past and I move on. And hopefully, the people that are here with me now stay with me. Um, God, I don't know what to say. Does anybody have questions? Great to see you, SS. It's been a long time, brother. One thing I got into by accident was what's called diamond dots. It's basically a bunch of little tiny beads put onto a glue mat that make a picture. And I've done two of them so far. I put those up on the website or up on the Discord, and they help my hand spasms and they help my focus. And we've noticed when I do 3 or 4 hours of that, my hands don't spasm as badly and I'm able to focus on everything else a lot more. And yes, over the years, I did learn to cook. I'm the oldest of 9 kids. And so, because she was always running after the kids, I got to cook breakfast and so on and so forth. And so I learned at a very young age out of defense how to cook. And then my bosses, as I would get bored, they would send me to various cooking schools and along with the other schools I needed to learn the various skills. And I've actually become chef level cooking. And if the two of them cook, the food is good and satisfying. If I cook, it's their cooking is Midwestern middle and great. Mine's up here. And all I do is take and twist it a little bit. And the 16-year-old is starting to learn my style of cooking. And every now and then comes in and goes, I'm cooking tonight. You go away. Okay. Do you want any help? No, go away. And she's very opinionated and very strong in her beliefs. But I wouldn't want to raise a daughter any other way in this world right now. Um, I pity the dish rags as they grow up. I really do. And if I can give her a start at actually having a life that she's not going to get run over in, I will do it. And I will take anything I need to do to teach her that. The world is not the same as I grew up in, and I understand that. And I don't need to be paranoid at the same time. But I'm not going to relax my security and I'm not going to let harm come to my family. Yeah, just 9. I keep in touch with my baby sister because the rest of them think I'm an insane old fuck who doesn't know what he's talking about most of the time. That's their loss. If you need to go back to get the stitches fixed, SNS, do so, but taking care of the pups is also a priority. There's 3 of us from my dad's first marriage and 6 of us from my dad's second marriage. And my full brother and sister refused to have anything to do with me at all. Um, my one brother, who's a year younger than me, has taken over the elder son spot in the house. And he's like, well, you don't mind if I do that, do you? And I'm like, that shit doesn't matter to me. If you want to be proud that you stole a position, go for it. And the rest of them are busy with their lives, and I will never go back to Minnesota. I have nothing except my baby sister there that I want to see. And Shadow, I'd like to see one of these times. Other than that, no. It's all changed. Minneapolis is now called Little Mogadishu for a reason, and I will never want to see what it has become. I talked with a friend of mine who lived next door to us as I was growing up, and she says she can't sell or give away her house. Nobody wants to live in her neighborhood. Yeah, I'm definitely the black sheep in my lot. um, my dad knows what I did, but he lied to everybody for so many years that none of them believe it now. They'd rather believe him. And I'm like, so you'd rather believe a child rapist and a drunk over somebody else? Good job. And is it sad that I'll never see Minneapolis again? No, because what my neighbor described, I wouldn't want to see what it's become now, how trashy it is and how nasty everybody is. I still remember it as bright and clean, and the lakes as great places to go to. And I could go out day or night, and half the time the cops would catch me and go, okay, we got to take you home. Okay. But that was it. And we knew the areas to stay out of that were ultra violent after dark. And during the day, I used to go up into North Minneapolis, which was the black area, and I used to go to the barbecue pits and listen to the music sitting outside the clubs and stuff. But the rule was when it started to get dark, I got out of North Minneapolis and went back south. And half the time, the black mothers would come out, grab me by the ear, and stick me on the bus and go, you go now. Yes, mama. Everybody took care of each other back then, even when everybody was fighting each other. Yeah, the police caught me so many different times doing so much stupid shit that I could have been in jail for 300 years, and instead they just take me home, open the door, and go, house, now. Okay. And with kiddo, sorry, I sit on a cushion because I got cysts on my butt. With kiddo, I wouldn't want to turn her loose in the world as it is without the preparations I've made. And yes, she is opinionated. Yes, she is brash. Yes, she is mouthy. These two talk to her and ask her to do chores all day long. Yeah, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I walk in the house, get off your ass and go do your chores. Zoom. Okay. And it's kind of a standing joke that I growl and she jumps. They growl and she laughs. A safe word for the cups? Yeah. And I have, that's another thing. I have been in the Gorian lifestyle since I was 8 or 9. Do I flaunt it? No. It it's not something I'm going to sit down and go, "Hey, look at me, I do this." It's like everything else. It's my life, and if you know about it, you know about it. If not, I'm not going to sit and brag about it. Yeah, I've got an appointment coming up on the 23rd where they're going to look at the cysts and hopefully take them out this time. Um, and we've been keeping an eye on them, and it gets uncomfortable sitting, so I have to get up and walk a little bit. But with when I got very sick and couldn't walk very much, they developed from sweat cysts and just got worse. But I am taking care of my health, and I am taking care of the girls' health problems as they come up. And that's what I was taught to do. You take care of your family, then you take care of your friends, then you take care of your neighborhood, and then you take care of everybody else. And that's why I tell people, if you're hungry and you need to eat, we always have extra in the pot when I'm cooking. Just come on over. And if you're coming in for a visit, notify me 6 hours ahead so I can have something out of the freezer on the stove ready. We've got a couch. You're welcome to come stay for a day or 2 or 3, and I'll show you around the area and I'll feed you while you're here. And that's the way I was raised. You have your door open to friends. Very true, Ghost. Very true. If you do not say something, you do not get here. And we're poor in some things, we're rich in others. We've got food in the freezers, and we've got drinks, sodas, and stuff. Other than that, we get by. But I've always got something that I can make food out of. It it may be very sparse, and it may be just, oh God, I got to eat that again. But it'll fill you up and it'll keep you alive. Oh, and yeah, I drink my stuff through a straw because of this thing. If I don't, I get coffee and soda all the way across my face. The biggest thing I can say about my cooking is it's complex dishes that are simple to make. If I have to sit and worry about, okay, the butter's got to come to this, and then you got to do this, then you got to do this, then you got to do this. I don't have time for that fucking shit. The only time that I have to do something like that is if I'm making a scratch Alfredo. And that has to be done a certain way. Other than that, cooking should be fun and enjoyable, and it should be tasty. That's what I've always lived by. If you don't like the taste, why are you making it? Both sets of my grandparents said almost the same thing. A man should be able to cook, clean, sew, wash his own ass, wash his own clothes, keep his house clean, because if he doesn't, the lady walking by ain't gonna want to fucking stop and go in. And besides, if you don't have a lady in your life, what are you gonna do? Sit in the corner and go, I don't know how to do that. Life skills are not taught nowadays, and it's a shame. Yes, and as we've got two freezers, they're getting low, but we've got staples, a lot of staples set aside. And as we're able to get different survival supplies, I buy those and set those aside. it I see a lot of males in society nowadays going, I can't cook. Why should I cook? I'll have a girl cook for me and sit in a corner and starve. And it's like, dude, you throw butter in a pan, you put an egg in there, and you've got a fried egg. What the fuck is wrong with you? Well, I don't cook because that's a female's cooking. So you're going to starve because you're too stupid to cross what you see as a sex line? Bullshit. Most of the best cooks in the world that I've ever known have been male. Don't let that stop you. If you burn things at first, all of us do. If you ruin it, all of us do. That's how you learn how to cook and what not to do, is by doing. The girls take care of most of the chores. I'll admit that. And yes, I is this being done? Is this being done? Is this being done? Yeah. And that's about the extent of what I do with the stuff. Can I get in and do laundry, dishes, and stuff? Yes. But they make it so I don't need to. Oh, you made Apache stew. I am so fucking jealous. It's like the stir fry that I put up tonight is four ingredients. It's chicken, it's Chinese five spice, um, kikkoman teriyaki glaze, vegetables, and meat, and that's it. And the trick is you cut the meat up a day or so before and you soak it in the spices and you stir it up every now and then. And when it's ready, about 2 hours before it's ready to cook, you put water in to get it sloppy and make the juices, make the spices sink in. And kiddo, when I teach her, she goes, okay, why do I have to let it wait? And I'll explain. Some things need to be this way, some things need to be this way, some things need to be at room temp, some things you can cook frozen. Ghost, all of us can be bad examples, brother. All of us. And somebody was asking me why I was in the biker group if I no longer ride. And I'm like, I have to ride a motorcycle to put my life at danger just to be in the biker groups? I don't understand that. Well, what's wrong with you? My back is fucked, my sciatic is fucked, my hip is fucked. If I ride, I probably die from things shifting. Oh, well, you can't call yourself a biker, you're a supporter. I said, I've never said I was a biker. I've said that I am family. If others choose to call me a biker, it's an honorific. Oh no, the whole thing of cumin went in? Shit. Dump the pan and start over. That's all you can do. That's all you can do if you add too much. I've done that at times too. And it's like, fuck, that didn't work. Mm, I don't know what else to talk about. Ghost, that is very, very true. I'd rather be a brother than a biker. A brother will have your back when nobody else will. Titles are titles are titles are titles. I've had many titles through my life, and the one that I value the most are brother and friend, because those come from the spirit. Oh, Ghost. I've got, I did finally update, shit, these. I finally got the goddess symbols on them after all these years. And people ask what they are, and the simplest way is they are Celtic priest tattoos, and yet they're much more. Um, they're they're an external indicator of my internal spiritual beliefs. I believe everybody needs to be closer to nature, not not go up in the woods and live like a fucking caveman, but respect what's around you. Respect who's around you. And I've seen a lot of that lost over the years. I know quite a few of the one percenters across the country because they served with me. Do I have the right to walk up and ask them for anything? No. Do I respect them for what they've done? Yeah. Do I want them in my house? Most of them I wouldn't want in my fucking neighborhood. They've got their life, I've got my life. If somebody comes after me and harms my girls, I'll take an honor guard to hell with me. And Ghost said it right. I don't respect titles. Titles don't mean shit to me. The person that I'm talking to is the one that I respect or disrespect. If you're acting like a fucking idiot, you're going to get treated like an idiot. If you act like a brother and there's loyalty back and forth and respect back and forth, that's the biggest thing. I've dined with paupers and I've dined with kings, and I'd rather sit in the gutter and eat with paupers because they're 100% real and no bullshit. Loyalty and respect and trust are things that you put together one brick at a time. And all it takes to destroy that is one word. And people don't realize that. I'm like most of people in here. I respect the club. I respect what they're doing, but do I think that that patch on their back is the be all end all? No, it's what they believe in. It's not what I believe in. I believe in the person, not what they've got on the back. And I've had friends all over the world that other people would look at and go, why are you even associating with them? They're this, and this. Why aren't you associating with them? They've got a good heart. Very true, Ghost. The five things that are the hardest to get and the easiest to lose. And too many people think that they're just words nowadays, and they're not. I see you, Ghost, not the patch, not the diamond. I see you. And I have never seen a stupid person when I look at you. Same with SNS. Same with most of the brothers that I talk with. If I talk to them, it's because I don't see them as stupid. If I talk at people, it's different. If I am talking to somebody, it's because I am taking the time out of what I'm doing to give them that time. And time to me is a commodity, and I'm going to spend it where I want. It's people asked me to do this tonight, and I said, yeah, I can sit down and babble at the camera and talk. I don't know who will show up, but I'll do it. So here I am. I've known people of all ranks, all clubs. I and like I said, the people that I respect and love the best are the ones that take time to talk to me instead of at me. And I will talk to them and not at them. And patches, ranks, badges don't mean very much to me. If we've got red and gold and red and white here in town, and they leave me alone and I leave them alone. Do I respect what they do? Yeah, I know the path they live. Do I choose to go down that path? No. I will talk to cops. I tend to scare them when they find out who I am and they go away very fast. I don't respect most of them. The sheriff's department will no longer let anybody lower than a sergeant come over here because the last time they did, apparently I made three of them crap their pants. Um, I was talking to one of them who was a SEAL who I had known, and I asked him, "Do you still bark?" And he goes, "No." And the others are going, "What does he mean? Does he still bark?" And the sergeant looked over and said, "He was asking if I was a certified Navy SEAL, motherfucker." What, he could tell what you were? And the sergeant looked at them and said, "That man knows your past associations with everything just by the way you move." They all got in the cars and left and haven't been back since. And it's like, do I feel bad about it? Fuck no. They don't bother me. I don't bother them. We had a guy who lives a couple houses over who is one of those neighborhood Ken type people. And he went online and found out that my dad is a CM. And instead of checking the birth dates, checking the addresses, he started to spread my dad's arrest record through the neighborhood. Three of the old vets in the cul-de-sac basically told him, "You're a fucking idiot. Have you actually checked out the birth date, the picture, anything? He is not his father," and they slammed the door in his face. He comes back to me eventually, and I said, "Well, I've got two options with you. I can either pump your ass into the ground and just make you a fucking mud puddle, or I can just ignore you. You fucked up. You caused yourself strife." And I didn't have to lift a finger, but about 4 months later, the sheriffs raided his house because his old lady was passing information from her county job outward. And I'm like, karma, yay! I have always been of the opinion that if you don't want to get caught doing something, don't fucking do it. Or if you're gonna do it solo with nobody else knowing what the fuck you're doing. Because two people, one always talks. That's what I was always taught, and that's what I learned. If you do your shit solo, nobody can tell on you. I've talked with some of the state police and some of the city police here, and they're all like acting like, why am I even talking to them? And they'll do the hinky shy slip thing. And it's like, okay, that's on them. That's where people get tied up. SNS is, if I do this, I'm allowed to do this, 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 and this. And you eventually get caught with one of them and they go look at everything. Yeah, but he stood up in the middle of the movie theater and he didn't have clothes on from the waist down. Pee Wee caused his own demise. He should have stayed at home. I don't know. I see so many people living right and getting punished for it. And I see so many people wrong and getting praised for it. And it's, to me, that's fucked up. Yeah, he was handy. I wonder if he switched in the middle. And yes, I know I'm twisted. I don't know what else to say, brothers. I really don't. Yes, but you're supposed to check her for ticks, not himself. You check her for ticks. Oops, Kel's moving. You can see her feet. And some people have asked about Kel's status. She is end stage, but we're hoping that it regresses. She goes see the people about having her stomach and hernia and esophagus worked on later this month. And Jenny does have hydrocephalus. She's recovered, and they do need to put in a shunt. But the unfortunately, the current medical attitude in the area is that women don't get pressure diseases. They're just hysterical. And she's been accused of conversion disorder quite a few times. And they've actually caught some of the hydrocephalus on the MRIs, but it doesn't stay long enough to fully document. And so it's like, how do you prove that pressure is causing her symptoms? And for myself, my heart, my lungs, luckily nothing else is screwed up, but they're being addressed. I don't have any blood issues. I don't have any stomach issues. I'll be 64 in a couple weeks. I shouldn't have lived past 35. And the fact I'm here today is a fucking miracle. The fact that I've got brothers and sisters in my life now that listen to me babble on is a blessing to me. Let me know when you do the live about Hollywood and bikers. I'd like to see that. Um, my opinion about James and about Sos and such, I don't share publicly, but I like to see what others say, what they find out. And oh, Kitty, yes. As I get pictures of the furry mob, I will post them. Right now, they are busy hiding. But I do have Instagram, I do have Facebook. If somebody wants my private cell, ask for me in DMs and Discord. I've got no problem sharing that information. And I do have secrets, and I will admit it. And some of them I don't share on purpose. Am I ashamed of any of them? No. Am I ashamed of the life I have? No. There's just some things would hurt others if I said something about them, and that's not right to me. Yes, I do. One of these times I'll have to get SNSN that goes to the house to inflict my cooking on them. It's like when I put the Diamond Dot stuff up online, I thought at first there's always that part of me that goes, well, it's a girl thing. Maybe they'll laugh. And it's like, you know what? No, it's not. I do this shit so that my hands stay flexible so I can do stuff. If people want to consider it a girl thing, that's on them, not on me. And like I said, we've got a couch where people can come and stay for a couple, 3 days or a week. And don't go shooting the neighbors. That's all I ask. We have a carport. The hammock will fit perfectly under there. And we've got a big enough backyard we can park 8 bikes in back of the house. So, and we've got a long driveway, so we can fit people. If people want to schedule a camp out here, that's fine. I would love it. I really would. It If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Yeah. Well, there's vets that live on the street that protect the house that don't really want to be known that they're protectors, and so they stay kind of leery. But I, you can tell who's watching for you and who's watching against you. We've got a Honda CRV that's 15 years old that is our only means of transportation. And like I said, do I ever want to ride again? Yeah. Will I ever ride again? No. My health is too important. Walking is too important. I know what happened the last time I rode. It put me in the hospital for 3 months, and I won't do that again. Will I sit and listen to the bike? Yeah. Will I drool? Fuck yeah. Will I get on? No. I do learn things after a time or two. Don't do that, it hurts. Or like these two say, about 20 times, then I finally learn. I'd love a sidecar. And yes, I'm not too proud to sit in it and flip the neighbors off as we go by. I was going to wear one of my Hawaiian shirts tonight, and I'm like, I don't want to peel anybody's eyeballs on the first time, so I won't do that tonight. 24/7 Ghost. Anything from half bucket on up is allowed. I do have shorts to match one of the shirts, and I only wear them when I want to really upset people. That's more of a let's go freak out people at Walmart today type thing. Yeah, it's gotten to the point where one of us three walks into Walmart and we've got security following it a discreet distance because the fucking Karens always seem to find us and want to argue. And it's like, bitch, get the fuck away from me. And it's always stupid shit. We've got, we're a retirement and bedroom community for the Navy. And so we've got a lot of 60, 70, 80-year old vets that live in town. And we'll help them if they're shopping and chatting. We'll get stuff off the shelves and stuff for them while we're talking. And it's just meeting up with old friends I've known a long time ago and talking with them. And invariably, you've always got some dumb bitch that comes up. You, get me that. Lady, who the fuck are you talking to? You, get me that off the shelf. Get the employee will come up and go, ma'am, you need to come this way now. And I don't know. I don't think I do anything normal to upset them, but they always seem to follow me or the twins. And sometimes I won't go into stores when I know that there's going to be a bunch of people in there because I really don't need the fucking headache. So we'll go at odd hours. And invariably, the Karens will be shopping then anyways. So it's like, oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, as far as drinking, brothers, I actually quit because alcohol for me was very, very true. And I choose not to be an asshole anymore. And of course, my internet decided to do its, we're going to reset on you. Okay, fam, I'm going to step out. Love, respect, hugs for everybody, and I'll talk with everybody over in Discord. Bye for now. Bye for now.